Hey there and welcome back to XCOM. My name is Pete and today we complete another episode of our Ironman Impossible walkthrough, this time hopefully without forgetting about any achievements. In the last episode we completed the Confounding Light mission, the second mission of the Operation Slingshot DLC, as we placed several transponders along a train in China to divert the course of an alien battleship. We will have another mission soon that continues that story arc. As a matter of fact, that one should appear in only a few days, but before we jump right back into the action, we can take care of a few other things. First of all, as you may have noticed in the last episode, Mech Trooper Nicholas Mahoney received his promotion to Sergeant, and with that he received a nickname. And using our list of patrons in the naming rights tier and above, we are going to give him a better one now. As you can see here, Shoji also has a nickname that we did not choose, however, just like his full name, we are unable to change that. Nicholas, meanwhile, will receive a nickname that certainly has some potential, as he will now be called Blobfish after patron Sergeant Blobfish. Congratulations on getting your name in the game, hopefully it will provide good luck for our mech trooper. We also stay in the barracks for a while longer and head into the officer training school now, where we can purchase the Lead by Example upgrade. You saw Nicholas panic in the last episode, and that is something I would like to avoid in the future, and this upgrade helps with that by giving everyone around the squad leader's will score, which for example affects how quickly a soldier will panic. To get the most out of this bonus, we will in just a moment also have to change who our squad leader actually is, but we'll do that when the next mission pops up. For now, we have done all we can. Thanks to your feedback on the last video, we will also not change our current research project, as we will lose at most 3 days with the arc thrower, and having laser weapons for Adam, Rosilius and George is definitely a pressing matter as well. So, with 4 days left until the foundry is ready, and with the next mission potentially right around the corner, let's start scanning.
Commander, we're detecting a new contact, much larger than anything we've previously encountered. I recommend we scramble our best-equipped fighters if we're going to engage that ship.
Alright, this could get interesting. So far we have successfully shot down small and large UFOs, but this ship is even bigger than that. We only have 2 Interceptors in Europe and only one of them has the Phoenix cannon equipped, so it is not unlikely that we lose the other one, however I think we can take that loss. Luckily, we also have the Dodge Defense Matrix, which will keep our fighters safe for a little while longer, but still we might end up having to let this UFO go without being able to shoot it down. Let's launch Interceptor number 1 here and see how much damage we can do before we lose the jet.
Engaging bogey.
Initiating defense matrix.
Immediately after engaging, we activate the dodge. This will cause the next 2 shots to miss and allows us to get a few more hits in. And we will keep shooting until the fighter goes down to get the absolute maximum number of hits against the UFO. Alright, fighter jet number 1 is down, but we did a good job softening up the UFO.
Contact detected.
The sacrifice was probably also necessary, otherwise I don't see any chances for Interceptor number 2 here. This one has the Phoenix cannon, which does a little more damage, but the jet needs to get much closer to fire.
We're in pursuit.
Defense matrix active.
Closing on target.
The dodge allows us to safely get into range, and now we can only hope. Alright, we just shot down our biggest UFO yet, and we can now investigate the crash site. We lost 1 fighter and the other one took heavy damage, but I am pretty sure had we not sacrificed that first interceptor, we would not have been able to shoot this UFO down. In any case, we are now ready to send in our squad, but like I mentioned just a moment ago, we will quickly have to change who's squad leader. Now, squad leader mechanics work like this. The highest ranked soldier is always the squad leader. In our case, however, we have 3 soldiers at the highest rank of colonel. At this point, their position in the squad selection screen right here becomes important. This right here is spot number 1, but it's occupied by Emilia, who is a rank below colonel. This right here is spot number 2, occupied by Colonel Wargull, who is therefore currently our squad leader, ahead of Andrea in spot number 3. However, Rosilius only has a will of 66, and that is not the highest among our colonels. As you can see here, Adam has a will of 71, so let's make him the squad leader instead. By the way, I did not show it here, Andrea has a will of 68, so Adam is the best candidate. All we have to do now is switch Adam's and Emilia's position, and now Adam is in spot number 1 and therefore our new squad leader. As a result, everyone around him will now receive a will of 71 as long as their own rating is lower. I admit it's a little complicated, but it might one day make the difference between life and death. For now though, I would say we are well prepared, so let's investigate that new type of alien ship we just shot down.
Come in, HQ. Big Sky has reached the outer marker. Approaching the crash site now. Strike team is awaiting your orders.
Affirmative, Big Sky. Strike 1 is free to engage hostile targets at the crash site.
And here we are at the crash site of our very first Abductor class UFO. Yes, this is the type of ship the aliens use to manage their abductions, and it is normally very heavily guarded. However, since we were able to make it crash, resistance will be a little less fierce, but still we should be careful. The layout of the ship, by the way, is very symmetrical, so all the rooms on one side will be mirrored on the other. Coincidentally, we have also landed right near the ship's cockpit, and because starting in the middle would leave us open to attacks from the front and the back of the ship, my plan is to go through the UFO from top to bottom. Speaking of top, let's start things off by getting Rosilius onto the ship for a nice high ground advantage.
Could this be the ship responsible for the attacks taking place during the alien abductions?
Okay, you may have seen it as well, we just discovered the first meld container right next to Rosilius. That is fortunate, but it alters our plan a little, as we will now move both Emilia and Adam up to the top as well. Andrea can't quite get there, so she will remain at the foot of the ladder. Now, Mech Trooper Mahoney is unfortunately too heavy to climb ladders, so he has to remain downstairs. And thanks to the symmetrical layout of the ship, we can probably grab the meld on the next turn and then send everyone from the top back down as well, however on the other side. This doorway right here can therefore be the entry point on both sides, so Nicholas does have a target.
Moving out.
We won't leave him alone though and put Shoji at his side, and both can go on Overwatch just in case. Nothing happens though, so let's grab the meld with Emilia.
On the move. That's what we're looking for.
Alright, did not expect that, but it only validates our plan. The second meld container is on the level below, right next to the entrance that we were planning to go through anyway. For now though, we can get everyone into a bit more safety, as Rosilius, Adam and Andrea all huddle together in full cover here, and everyone upstairs can also go on Overwatch, but Rosilius and Adam will use their pistols for that.
On my way.
Down on the ground, meanwhile, Shoji and Nicholas can get into position at the door. It is unlikely that we find any hostiles on this small platform here, and indeed the area is clear, and the two of them can now wait here until the rest of the squad is ready on the other side.
Already there.
Now, of course, we won't climb back down blindly, so let's get Rosilius into cover here and throw down a battle scanner.
Scanning.
Lovely, looks clear to me, but we do hear some noise from the inside of the ship.
Shh. I think I heard something.
Still, we are in no rush, so let's take this slowly and carefully. We can move everyone up a bit, but we will remain on Overwatch with Emilia and Adam.
Let's do this.
Shoji and Nicholas, meanwhile, won't move an inch. They can go on Overwatch as well and hold their positions. And with that, it is already time to grab the second meld container, once again with Emilia.
Headed there now. In hand, Commander.
Conveniently enough, the rest of the squad can follow her down and go right into position near the door. Adam and Andrea will take the front, while Rosilius and Emilia will stay one tile away. Once again, we put everyone on Overwatch, and with that, our turn comes to an end. Again, we hear movement from the front of the ship and we will go there shortly. For now though, let's see what lies behind those doors.
What was that? Weapons hot.
Right, 3 Chryssalids have been revealed. We haven't fought those in a while, but they should not provide too much of a challenge. They have moved a little closer and we can't actually see them from here, so let's open the door on the other side now. That reveals at least one, but the other 2 are of course close by. We enter combat with Adam, who can get himself into this corner over here, and then fire twice at point-blank range for 2 guaranteed hits.
Out of the game.
2 criticals and the first Chryssalid goes down. For number 2 we now send in Shoji from the other side. His shot connects and holo-targeting activates as well, so let's see if Mech Trooper Mahoney can't get himself another kill. And he does, very nice, and this is something I will try to do on the next few missions, get those who have not yet risen all the way through the ranks as many kills as possible.
Headed there now.
For this reason, we will also send in Andrea first here to take the shot, because she is not able to kill the alien by herself. That is now hopefully Emilia's job, who needs to do 5 points of damage from right in front of the Chrysalid.
Headed there now.
And she does, very nice. We would have had Rosilius and his pistol as a backup, but that is not necessary, so Mr. Wargal can instead already shift his attention towards that large door leading into the cockpit and bridge area and go on Overwatch. Now, I said we would investigate that front part of the ship, so let's prepare to do exactly that by getting everyone in position near the door. Most of our soldiers will go on Overwatch, but since we might find 1 or maybe even 2 groups of enemies behind the energy field, we will have Adam and Nicholas reload to give them as much flexibility as possible.
On the move.
Keep in mind that Adam has the Close Combat Specialist ability for an automatic reaction shot, and Nicholas can use collateral damage for the ammunition cost of 2 shots.
Ammunition loaded.
With everyone in position and no alien movement, we can then deactivate the field on the next turn.
What's making that noise? Weapons hot.
Right, this is interesting. For the first time in this playthrough, we encounter not 1 but 2 outsiders at the same time. Admittedly, what's even more interesting is their reaction to our appearance, as they rush right through our squad and get into easily flankable positions. Well, time to get a few more kills for those who need them. First up is Nicholas. He lands a critical hit and gets himself 1 step closer to that next promotion, so let's see if Shoji can follow suit.
Will do.
No kill for him, but Emilia also needs 1 more promotion, so she can now clean things up.
Aye, aye, Commander.
And there we are, both outsiders down, time to move on. The cockpit bridge area looks clear to me, and prior to this fight we also heard movement over on this side of the ship here, so let's start moving our troops over there. For now, only Rosilius, Andrea and Adam can go, but the rest will follow shortly. And there it is again, and if I'm not completely mistaken, we have a group of sectoids ahead of us, somewhere in the forest next to the ship. So let's send Rosilius over there to investigate. He doesn't see anything, but we have another battle scanner for situations like these, so let's use that.
Battle scanners up.
Alright, interesting. I had actually expected to discover the aliens, but it seems like they're just out of range. In that case, let's move everyone up and into cover, and yes, using the UFO power source for that is not ideal, but then again it provides full cover, and if we do this right, the aliens won't get a shot off. With a few overwatches activated, we can then end our turn and wait for the sectoids to make their move.
What was that? Hostile contact confirmed.
And indeed, here they are. The battle scanner picks them up just a fraction of a second before the squad also sees them and consequently launches a round of reaction shots. However, both Andrea and Nicholas cannot find their targets, even with a slightly elevated firing position, and so the aliens now scramble into cover. That allows Adam to get a shot off as well, but he also misses. Still, 3 sectoids should not be a hard task for us at this point, even though 2 of them have found full cover. Now, ideally, I would like to avoid leaving the ship, because that might reveal more enemies and we have a bit of a high ground here. So let's get Shoji into a firing position and take a 68% shot against the nearest sectoid.
Not a problem. I have no ammunition.
Awesome, that is the first of hopefully 3 kills this turn. Up next is Emilia, who can target the alien in half cover. That is a miss, but we have plenty of other options, starting with Adam, who can shoot twice and only needs to hit once. The first shot goes wide, the second one is on point, and that leaves only 1. Unfortunately, Rosilius does not have a shot from here, and Nicholas is almost out of ammo, leaving the flamethrower as his only option, but the sectoid is just out of range. That leaves us only with Andrea, and we won't take any risks here. A grenade will finish things, guaranteed. And there we are, another group down, and if I'm getting this right, then we should have only 1 more group left, and maybe on the aliens' turn we can already catch a hint of their location. Right, that's not the case, but with the door right here we have a very good point to advance further towards the back of the ship, so let's assemble our squad around it, give reloads to those who need them, and put everyone else on overwatch.
Back online.
Reloading now.
Back in.
And this time we do hear some movement, so we are in fact moving in the right direction, and the aliens are probably hiding somewhere in one of those large chambers that we can already see in the fog here. Well, only one way to find out for sure. Let's open the door. Okay, nothing yet, so let's move Shoji up and take a closer look.
Got it. Contact.
Right, that's a bit unfortunate. We have 2 Seekers as the next and potentially also final group of hostiles, and we have used up all of our battle scanners. That means we will have to resort to the good old Overwatch cluster approach, as we huddle everyone closely together and put the entire squad on Overwatch to hopefully kill the Seekers as they uncloak to begin their strangulation attack. We are in fairly close quarters here, so it is highly unlikely that they go for their ranged attack. And indeed that tactic works like a charm. Seeker number 1 rushes straight in and immediately gets torn to pieces. And because I'm fairly confident that this right here is in fact the last group of hostiles, let's do the entire thing again until the other one shows up. Right, the first attempt results in nothing, but we have time to spare, so let's try again. And there it is. For some reason though, the Seeker did find an angle where it did not trigger any reaction shots, so it does actually get a hold of Adam. Still, even with him incapacitated for the moment, we are very much in control of the situation, as Rosilius has a guaranteed hit with his pistol that will break the stranglehold. And because of the double tap ability we picked last episode, he can now immediately shoot again, once more with a guaranteed chance to hit. And here we are, after 2 nice pistol shots from Mr. Wargal, the mission is completed. We have successfully shot down and cleared our first Abductor UFO. We were of course a bit lucky to find and recover both the meld containers so early in the mission and with absolutely no resistance. That definitely removed a lot of pressure from the subsequent journey through the ship. On that journey, I think we distributed our kills fairly evenly, and like I said, I want to keep doing that whenever possible. For now, let's return to the base.
A flawless effort, not a single casualty.
Not a single promotion either, but I think we are getting closer with Emilia, Nicholas and Shoji. Thanks to the size of the UFO, we also recover a ton of good loot. Sadly though, because the ship crashed down and did not land, quite a few of the more valuable items are damaged and can only be sold. But maybe that's not a bad thing, because we will have to make a few small investments now. First of all, since we lost one of our fighters and the other one is still being repaired, let's order not one but 2 new Interceptors, just to make sure that we have 2 of them as soon as possible. Thanks to North America's continent bonus, prices are halved, so we only pay 40 credits, a small sum for the opportunity to maybe shoot down another UFO soon. Now, we also want these and all other fighters to stand a chance in case of another encounter like this, so let's quickly purchase 2 more Dodge Defense Matrixes. Not quite sure what the English plural for Matrix is, but we're getting 2 of them. Now, as you can see, this puts us in a bit of a tight spot financially, but luckily we just recovered a lot of damaged alien equipment that we can now sell for a nice profit on the grey market. For 4 stasis tanks, 3 flight computers and 2 surgeries, we obtain 100 credits in total, which is exactly what we need for our next project. And since it is once again the 17th of the month, that project is the construction of our next satellite uplink. That one will cost us 100 credits. Thanks to the reward from the Confounding Light mission last episode, we also have enough engineers now, so let's get this underway so that we can launch up to 4 additional satellites at the end of the month. And with that, I would say we have reached a very good point to make the cut in today's episode. In the next one, we will more than likely receive the follow-up mission to Confounding Light, but who knows, I also expected that mission to take place today, and instead we cleared out an abductor. So we'll simply have to see what comes up next. Until then, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, then I would be very happy if you could leave a thumbs up. If you want to support me and my channel further, then feel free to subscribe to stay up to date, or check out and maybe pledge to the Pete Complete Patreon to maybe get your name into the game as well. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.